Well, I gave in and I got the GoPro 7 Hero Black. Here we go. Now, unfortunately, there's a few things that I dislike about this new one, and of course I love a few things about it as well. So I'm gonna go into details if you should decide to get one. And above all, here it is. Look at the size of this. It is miniature. And now, let's go into the bad news. The bad news about it is that there's something you can't do with the new one that you could do with the old one. You can't put it in your mouth like you could do before. This one you can. That is the big difference between the old sessions and the new sessions. So why did I decide to get the black version of this one? There was also the white and the silver one, but I wanted to get the highest possible capacity. I didn't want to get something that is okay and then I want to go ahead and upgrade to it later. Plus they had a very new thing that I can get $100 off if I trade this one in. I might just actually sell this one on eBay. Maybe I will get even more than $100 for that one. The reason why I'm going to be selling the old one is that I hardly ever use the old one for one specific reason. I couldn't see what I was recording. That's one thing that was always missing. The menu in this is super hard to navigate. In fact, this thing is the most simplistic thing that I ever seen. The most simplistic camera. It only has pretty much one on button and a few other tweaks that you can do here. And because it is the first version, it was really meant to do one thing and one thing great at it. Take videos and be almost indestructible. Now, the Osmo is a competitor to potentially the new one, but it cannot do what this can. You can hit this with a baseball bat and it will still be working. Osmo is going to be breaking. It is, and the big difference is made in USA versus made in China. Although this is also, interestingly enough, I guess it's engineered in United States versus the Osmo engineered in China. What is it made out of? Well, they're both made actually probably in China. What's the back of the box? Does it say? Usually it does. Somewhere in the box it probably says made in China. Everything is made those days in China. But is this made in China? Yes, it is. It says made in China. I knew it. Everything is made in China. Almost everything. Let's talk about the big difference between them two. So, size-wise, almost same thing. A little bit bigger. The big difference and why I'm getting this one is that before you had to pay extra money to be able to see a selfie mode, and you had to use this version to see something that was going on here. In this one, not only it lacks a touchscreen, there was no way you could see what you recorded. You had to go back and check it out. With this one, at least you can play it back. You can see recording live as it goes on right here. It is touchscreen. There is a rubber house interface here. And the great thing about this rubber house interface is that you can actually add any kind of equipment that you want to this, such as this. Then you add it into the house and you move it in, and then you start shooting your videos. Now, you don't have to get the accessories that come with GoPro. You can get a super cheap adapter like I got right here that cost me only $3. From China, it took me over a month to get this one from Alibaba. Really, 1 month, that's right. But I couldn't find this anywhere else, just this specific thing. But now it is universally adopted and I can put this on any accessory and I no longer have to use GoPro approved accessories. I can put any kind of selfie stick that I actually like to use it on. And then all I have to do next is to add my camera to it. And there we go. Now I can do selfies of myself at least, but the problem with this specific one is that I can't see myself when I'm doing selfies. Well, that's where the GoPro app comes in handy. You can actually see yourself with that one. Woohoo! Almost fell down. On your phone. But the Osmo, you can actually see yourself when you're doing it, but you know, if you're filming somebody else, you really don't need the selfie mode here. The cool thing about this is that it got a few different viewpoints here that were not even possible before. And what kind of viewpoints does this one have? Well, first of all, you can change it with your finger. Not talking about viewpoints, but modes. Video. Talking about video, there is actually 3 different modes now. There used to be only 2. And it is linear, which is normal mode, wide angle, and super wide angle. That is what I call amazing. It is small in size, and a few other tips, and I mean, one of the cool things about this is that it actually, now if you buy it, it comes with a memory miniature stick inside with this mini SD adapter. So you have the mini SD inside of it. When you take it out, you put it into this adapter and you can put this right inside your computer. And all this stuff used to be extra, and now it is all provided all together just for you. Between the two, I really hope that GoPro eventually is going to make a miniature sessions. That would be the dream camera. And if it had a selfie mode somehow that you can see yourself, that's going to bring it to the next level and beyond. Black version, because it has gimbal-like hyper smooth stabilization that is not included with the white or silver version. Also, it has other cool features in here as well. So I decided to actually get this. Now I do have the original GoPro, and you can see it is almost the same exact size. I was hoping that this would be a little bit small, but this is what we have to deal with. The great thing about this is that you also are getting extreme SanDisk memory card with a SanDisk adapter. Before that you had to purchase those separately. Another thing that I did buy is this feature right here. This is the Shorty mini extension pole and tripod. So let's check this one out. Open it up. I know you probably want to see the GoPro 7, but let's first see if this is a good tool for us to actually get. Oh, this is how it actually looks like. That's kind of cool, by the way. It looks kind of a little bit more cheaper than I thought it would be, but yeah, it does the job. Hold it like this. It goes up and down. I was hoping that this would actually be universal adapter, so you can use it for anything you want. Unfortunately, it's only good for a GoPro. I'm not sure if I'll be keeping this or not. It kind of was not what I was hoping it would be. So this extension might actually go back to the store. And the reason why, it just feels a little bit more cheaper than I anticipated, and I think it is more flimsy. Might actually break, but it does go up and down exactly what it's supposed to be doing. It's just the grip itself is not as great. Let's go back and check out the Hyper Smooth and do the unboxing on that one. I hope that's the way you open it. Yes, it is. Let's get inside of it and see what is in here. There we go. Got it out. Nothing more inside. This is for the people who want to know how it actually looks like. There's people who love unboxing videos. This is how it looks like. From this side, it actually is a little bit slimmer. And the real reason why I got this is the screen on the back. And I ended up not using this as much as I thought I would because it lacked the screen on the back. So let's open this up. Sometime today maybe. Now it is super secure to this. A little bit more secure than it should be. But that's all good. Definitely. You can see it takes a while to remove that thing out of here. It does say remove with the recycle right on it. In case you wanna see just the GoPro itself, let's check it out. And now one thing I want to do here is see what is inside this box. You're getting very nice instruction booklet, and it kind of shows you how to take it out of its housing. There is actually a battery that gets out of here, which is great. It's about time it has a removable battery. It also comes with those two stickers, and it comes with an actual instruction manual. About time GoPro actually did that. Not everything comes with an instruction manual those days. But what is inside here? Is this just empty, or is there something in here? So once you open this up, you will see a cable, a charging cable. That's great, they actually sent this in. You will see the battery, the GoPro battery itself. It's a mini stand that you can secure it to. And there is a second stand as well with an M tape. So you can put this on something that you want it fastened. But make sure whatever you put this on, it is something you want to actually stick to it. Otherwise, you're never gonna get it out. I mean, it's gonna be really hard to get it out. There's nothing else included in here. Question is this the same battery that this has actually been using? And the answer to that is unknown. But this was pretty simple to use. This is the old version, and when you take this one out of the housing, you get a very small one that looks like this. Let's get this one out of its housing. And see how small it is. This is very good because it secures this whole camera and it keeps it from getting dirty. It actually doesn't like to be removed from here. You can tell. I got it out from here, but there is no other button to get it out, so you have to use a little bit of force to pull it out of here, which is unfortunate. That definitely is the way to go. There we go. Now, without the actual housing, this is how it actually looks like. And to tell you the truth, they're both kind of small. Now, definitely this is not what's supposed to be here. So you can actually remove this specific screen, and this cute looking turtle is gonna go. Of course, it's not gonna turn on because the battery is not inside of it. But this is how you move it. And I totally forgot how to get this one battery out of here. So opening it up, you have a location where you can put the battery right inside, right here. And this is just to pull it out. And I'm going to be using the battery from this one instead. There we go. It's gone. So there's no battery in that one. You have to use the memory card that it came with. Let's open it up. And it kind of shows you how long it would take you yourself to set this up in case you wanted to get it to play right away. Remember, you have to charge it, otherwise you won't be able to get it to play right out of the box. So even with that, this is how long it takes to set this up. Might take you a little faster because I was reviewing it. Definitely not the friendliest package. And this is like a package inside of a package. Tell you what, I don't know, I don't like the packaging. It's just too much work to get to the battery, that's for sure. But that's not GoPro's fault. This is actually SanDisk that created this mess. So if you want to blame somebody here, I'm not blaming GoPro here. They're not the ones who created this package. And SanDisk is the best company for memory cards too. Except this is definitely not the best way for you to put those memory cards together. In fact, this takes me longer than doing anything else here. It's just trying to pull the memory card right off the box. And it's still stuck right inside of it. Wasn't expecting that. Now you have to cut it. I'm sure I'm doing this totally wrong. There's probably another way of getting this out. Here we go. Now we're finally done. Sticks it in. It's the same thing. Same thing as the previous GoPro. You just put it in here, then you're using the pressure and pulling it in, and it sticks right inside. And you just turn this on if you want it to be on. It says black 7. Interestingly enough, it does have some charge in here. Language is English. And the mode button right here, we go stuff, I agree. And yeah, I don't want GPS. Or do I? Why not? So the GoPro app on your phone to finish the setup. And leave your camera on and follow the app instructions. Well, that's pretty simple. Okay, connecting to your camera. We're going to be skipping the setup. And today's date. And today is the 15th. Yes. Who cares what the time is? I think it's like 12 o'clock. 12 p.m. Even has army time. That's kind of cool. And it is very touch sensitive. Explore your new GoPro. Wait, it says no SD card, but I just put the SD card in here. So definitely I sticked it in wrong. I guess you have to make sure it is stuck in here. There we go. I had to use something to put it in. Now it says the memory card is in. So we have the time lapse feature here, time warp video, and it explains what it is, camera setting. Here's the wide angle, which is field of view, and there was also field of view here, and the actual camera speed. But you have to experiment with all those features, and you can change the mode here as well. There's the time-lapse mode, time-lapse video, time-lapse, time-lapse video, or time-lapse video. That's kind of cool. It has all different modes that you can pick from. You just press on the mode and it goes into it. And you go back in here. Just flip it and it goes to the video. Flip it again and it goes to the photo. It is very simple to operate versus the previous one. Now, how come I decided to get this one versus the DJI Osmo? The real reason is quite simple. DJI Osmo, this is just the second version of it. This is virtually indestructible and has a removable battery. Both of them are lacking in the other one. DJI Osmo, you have to have an external mic to have a good sound quality. This one you don't. And another reason why I like this one more is that you can actually go ahead and use it with accessories. And it is very easy for you to do it. With the other one, with the Osmo, accessories are very hard to put in. It's already on a stick. You can't change its battery even if you want to. And the cost of it is prohibitively expensive for what you actually are getting, and it's very flimsy and plastic-like. So I think this one will outlast the GoPro. It is more bang for your money. They both can do kind of the same thing. The only thing I'm missing here, and I wish it had, is a selfie mode right here that you can see yourself. Maybe that's coming up next in the future. So I want to talk about the different modes of the GoPro camera, and this is how it actually looks like. And over here it tells you what is going on the other side of this camera. So if you go into preference, the preference mode lights up over here. If in case you press on screen lock, you're gonna go and you're never gonna be able to access this thing again. I seriously not joke you, so don't touch that one. Now let's go ahead and get out of the preference and go into the different kind of modes that we have here inside of this camera. So get out right here and put something in the background so we can see something in there just in case. And the way that you go and cycle through the modes is quite simple. All you have to do is just move your finger like this and it goes through time lapse. Move it again, video, move it again. And sometimes you get into the wrong kind of preferences here. And we move into photo. So when you're in photo, you can go into the different kind of super photo that you can take. Super photo is actually off right now. You can turn on HDR on, it's pretty simplistic, the things you can do here. Now let's move into the video, which is most of you guys are interested in. When you go into the video itself, it's going to show you the following. First of all, the camera setting. 2, you're going to see right here is how much of your memory card is left, and here's how much of your battery is left right here. As you can see, not a lot is actually left here. Once you're right inside here, all you have to do is to press on the button, right on the bottom of it. Let's press on it again. We have a few options here. We have the super view, wide angle. Let's go back in here. Wide angle, super view, and linear. You can see the difference between them of the key set. Super view, wide angle, and linear. Kind of like zooms in. Super view gives it the bigger and biggest wide angle effect, whereas wide angle zooms in a little more, and linear zooms in as well. And you can't really see much difference here, but on the outside you will be able to see a lot. Now, a few other cool tips about this is that if you go into the resolution and you're going into where it says 16.9, 16 to 9, if you press on it again, it goes to 4 to 3. You probably have it already set on 4 to 3. So what you have to do is press on it again for it to go to into 16.9, which is the ratio that I like to use and most TVs can actually use, especially computers. You can also shoot it at 4K. It says it doesn't support this. You should go ahead and update this to the latest version so it does support 4K with hypersmooth stabilization, which is the reason why I got the black version on. You can also have the 2.7, which one I'm going to be using is probably that one, because 4K doesn't even show on YouTube anyway. You might as well not use 4K. In fact, I think 1080 is probably the max that YouTube will actually show you. So there is no reason for you to go into those more sophisticated modes, since if you're all going to be using just YouTube to show this back. But unless you're doing 4K real movies, and if you're going to be doing super slow motion, you might as well maybe do the 4K, because I don't think a 1080 is going to actually show it for you. Regardless, those are the few things that you really need to know about this camera. There is not much for you to learn here, and if you press on the zoom, you can just slide in to zoom in or out. So let's go back to video, zoom, press on the zoom, and here we go. There's actually a zoom feature in here. I bet you didn't know that one. Let's go ahead and learn about a few models of operation over here. The red button is to turn on the recorder on. On the side, you're going to have the mode on and off. This is actually to turn this whole thing on or off by actually pressing it for a long time. It's going to actually turn this whole thing off. And it just did. A few other things about this is that if you want to open it up, you slide it on the side, just like this, and it opens it up. There's going to be a place here for your SD card, which I took out, which I should put right back in. And for the battery, all you have to do, it's actually accidentally recording. For the battery, what you have to do is just to pull it out with this right here. It's going to be coming out. There's no need for you to actually do that, because we're going to be charging it right inside the housing. To close it, you just press on it on the bottom and you move it, and it closes it up for you. Last thing is on this side. This one is a little harder to open with one finger. And this one is going to be the one that gives you two different functions here. One is to charge your camera, and two is potentially to put an external speaker in here or some other wire. And that actually sums up the GoPro Hero version number 7. And pretty much the only thing you really need is to put this inside of its housing unit. So it does come with the housing unit. Once it is inside the housing unit, you can't actually charge it up. It's going to be right inside of the housing itself. The housing just goes in here. It goes inside the housing unit itself, just like that, and you just close it up altogether. But to get it out, it's just as sophisticated. You just have to pull it out, use a little bit of force and get it out of there. Everything could be used with this specific unit that you can actually buy, and this is interchangeable with anything basically. Here you go, in case you wanted to see how it actually looks like. You're going to do the 360 spin on it for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to subscribe and press the thumbs up button right down below.